You tell me your heyday was 30 years ago, you're overrated. Y'all watch this Predator? Yeah, it looked like we all tuned in. What y'all think of it? The Prey, rather, not Predator.
You know, I enjoyed it, man. It was good.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it myself. It was like low key the Predator series got some real bangers in it. Nothing has topped the first one, but this is like top two, top three, especially coming from the sense where they're attacking them without actual guns, like real blammers. You know what I'm saying? And like the actual know-how, the intuition to be able to take them down. It's pretty spectacular.
I ain't gonna lie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was one of, it's probably number two for me. What was it, Adrian Brody? His was really good too, but this is probably number two for me. If I had one gripe, I wish I'd have got to see it in the theater. That was probably the only thing. Some of the camera work was really, really good. And I guess the other gripe I had was they spoke English, and you know what I mean? And I get that, but that kind of annoyed me in a sense. But I know why it was done for the audience.
I was about to say, like, you can't subtitle everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, because one of my all-time favorite movies come from Mel Gibson. Was Apocalypto. No English spoken, full dialogue and whatever. I forget the language. Amazing movie. I don't know if you never saw it, watch it. You know what I'm saying? That was when Mel Gibson was having his heyday. This one kind of put me back in that zone, but throw in a Predator. And the thing I like about Predators are they aren't just like asshole killers to be asshole killers. They're out there kind of like honing their skills and training themselves. So, you know what I'm saying? They're OP, but they're not OP. You can't beat these guys. So this story here with, I think her name was Nairu was the main character. She honestly, I thought she would be the Sarah Connor type. Nope, she was kind of a fumbling, bumbling, she made good ideas but didn't execute well all through the movie. She should have died like 3 times.
It was realistic. They gave it a realistic feel. Ain't nobody really Sarah Connor type.
Yeah, she wasn't a Mary Sue, man. It was more believable that way.
The only thing I think I'll say though is the Predator was kind of disrespectful. He like, oh yeah, you nah, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't see her as a threat.
Yeah,
come on, straight misogyny from the Predators. Come on,
come on, man. No, after she came back out and she found those skinned bisons, yeah, he viewed her as a prey. So he was coming for her at that point. Then he ran across that bear, but yeah, I mean, up to that point, she was. I wouldn't say she was a fumbling. She was just kind of, finding her way, man. You know what I'm saying? She had good ideas, like Fresh was saying, but she just couldn't execute.
Yeah.
It was so it's crazy how the dichotomy is shown where like you had a Predator here, but like was he really the villain? It was the villain was the French guys. You know what I mean? They was killing the food source, and then the Predator was taking them out. You know what I'm saying? And like it was almost like, well, it was a lot of misogyny happening. It was like that one Disney movie Mulan. Like you're a woman, you can't do this or whatnot.
But was it because she's a woman, or what was it because she kind of had that? She was the only woman I saw out there hunting, though. But she was really one of the only young women that we saw in the movie to begin with. Was it because she kind of had a reputation of kind of fumbling the bag, so to speak, or was it because she was a woman?
Her mom was like, yo, when they was in the tent doing what they do, she was sharpening the axe, and her mom asked her point blank, like, yo, why do you want to hunt? You know what I'm saying? There's such other things you can do in life. Why do you want to do such a dangerous thing? You know what I mean? And like you notice that it's all males. It's the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? It was all males doing what they do. Got the shanks. You know what I'm saying? Getting bringing home the bacon, for a lesser way of saying it. And she wanted to do the same. You know what I'm saying? So they looked at her as, you know what I'm saying, doing only menial tasks, cooking and cleaning and things like that and shit. No, she wanted to murder people. She wanted to murder things.
And it wasn't like she wasn't She wasn't as good as her brother, who I thought was a G, honestly. This movie also features some of the, like you said, Will, that bear fight. That was crazy. That was one of the ones I'm like, man, this is why I got to be in the theater, bro. Like a bear versus a predator. Who thinks of this? And the bear gave him the little bit of the business for a minute. I mean, you know, the predator. The bear wasn't having it. So
yeah, black bear. I think they're the most dangerous ones.
It was a lot of, and the director's name is escaping me, and I'm apologizing, but it was a lot of prey predator moments that were just kind of like little touches that keep you in, you know, to remind you of the food chain. They'd show like an ant being swallowed up by a little mouse, and the mouse getting eaten by the snake, and the snake get murdered by the predator. You know, just the little touches, man. I thought it was a really well done movie. Let me look up that director's name.
Dan Trachtenberg is the director.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he basically went off after whoever was on top of the food chain.
Yep, it looks like it. Like the minute she got caught in that bear trap, she was just seen as nothing. You know what I mean? Then he looked saw the guys with the blammers, like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna go after. You know what I'm saying? The French guys who kept them in cages and all that kind of foul shit. But you know,
yeah,
we ain't gonna delve into that.
No, I thought the Fur Trappers was a nice touch because you gave you something even more to look at. Because like I don't know how they managed to create the predator and not make him be the total bad guy. Even when in the first one, I didn't feel like he was a villain, yeah, but he didn't seem like an alien who's just like, man, if we don't stop this dude, it's over. You know what I'm saying? You know, because maybe it was because they fight with honor and respect, and they kind of give you your props at the end if you beat them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that little element, I never felt like. I felt like the fur trappers, the guys from France, were the actual bad guys. They were the threat to the way of life and all of that. You know, and it made you think, like, even when the scene with the buffaloes, it made you feel like the predator did it, but he didn't. He even picked the cigar up, you know, looking at the carcasses. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, you know what I'm saying? They're about that business. Because remember in Predator 2, you know what I mean, Danny Glover murdered one of the predators and went onto the ship. And you know what I'm saying? They all gave him the salute and gave him that old blammer that had that name on it. Hold on, wait. Was that old blammer the same one they showed in this one?
I was just about to
it's the same one.
Okay, that's why they focused in on that.
Mm-hmm.
So they picked it up off that fur trapper. Okay, see, I like that. I like the lineage touches. I mean, Predator 2 is bottom 3, by the way, but you know, that's another conversation.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I can't remember much of it.
Yeah,
I know Danny Glover was getting his ass. He was like one of the fumbling heroes, kind of getting lucky for the most part. From what I can remember, he wasn't skilled. He was just lucky.
Yeah, swinging a lumber stick on a rooftop, you know, randomly hitting the predator in the face. You're like, come on.
Yeah, it'll be all jokes right now if you watch it. They try to make Danny Glover an action star.
I think so many wonderful franchises came from the 80s, and Predator is top tier for me. I think this one, the way they just grabbed the essence of that first one, is really well done, man. Just all around great for me.
Yeah, the absence of like modern technology, even though like whenever we do see like modern like man fighting predators, they still have no chance. Even with like, you know, modern like weapons, they still have zero, you know, chance of stopping a predator. And it kind of always boils back down to going primitive to beat them. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of seeing that they had no idea what technology was. You know, stuff was beeping and all this stuff, and they couldn't sense any real danger. They kind of felt like it might be dangerous, but they were too intrigued to run most times. So that was dope just to kind of see her overcome that. And I don't know, man. I felt like it might have been woke, but I'm trying my best to not view stuff like that. So I kind of took her account into like just her being a bumbling, you know, just failure at times, but with the best heart. You know what I'm saying? So she you know, after she got knocked out trying to hunt that lion, she had to go out and try to prove herself. You know, she was going. What was she going after, the bear at that time, or was she trying to track the predator?
I think she was just tracking
Whatever.
Yeah, and wound up finding the bear and the predator. But she did think it was something bigger than that lion out there.
Mhm.
I can recall that. And I'm right there with you. I did like the Predator's old tech that still felt kind of new, because he was shooting out like arrows from his the three lasers he usually does, you know, that'll just blow your whole head off. He still had, I don't even know if those were bombs. It was a weird scene. He took his glove off. It was, like you said, beaping and counting some discs.
Bombs.
But it was like almost like ninja stars or something that was, once it exploded, it was cutting off limbs.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which,
it wasn't a straight up bomb.
And that's another thing. You said cutting off limbs. There was some amazing fights. You can tell when the Predator was finding his respect for her. She's got him running around, and he makes some slices his own arm off. That was one of the more crazier scenes I've seen in the movie. He looked at it like, "Oh, okay, all right, that was nice. That was pretty sweet." You know what I'm saying?
You looked at it as like, "All right, now I have to chop off your head."
Yeah, now we got to end this thing, you know. But he didn't. So I just really appreciate the movie. I appreciate the straight to Hulu. Hopefully it'll get to the actual theater one day.
Why did it go straight to Hulu?
I don't.
Probably a deal to actually go straight to Hulu. Like, you know, they these streaming service wars. They're trying to get the newest movies to come to their streaming service to get more subscribers and eyeballs and whatnot. So they probably threw them a bag that they thought would be more than actually going to the theater for.
Yeah, because this is one of those franchises where it's probably, it'll do great at home, but not so great in the theater. You end up, you know, playing a long game theater wise. You know, you don't get as much money as you think. I don't even know who's going to see what movies at theaters anymore. I mean, not to get off track, but the last Thor movie didn't do Marvel numbers in the movie, so I don't think a movie like this franchise would have worked. But I think it works perfectly for people at home.
I think it would have had legs. I think they didn't value it, and they didn't think it would do as well, because critically everybody's loving this. From what I'm seeing, everybody likes it. The word of mouth would have drew a lot of people. It wouldn't have been doing like no in-game numbers or no crazy, you know. It would have made a few million, you know. It would have did very well for whatever budget that they had. It wasn't a lot of CGI or anything, so I think it would have made a decent amount at the theaters.
Yeah, they undervalued it. You didn't see any top tier actors in it. It was like a C-list, D-list cast of characters. You know what I mean? They treated it almost like a B movie. Like, just throw it out there and see if we can get some type of traction on this or whatnot to throw another last hurrah in the theaters or something like that. Because the Predators have been, if you go back to like what Alien versus Predator 1 and 2 and something like that, awesome. they was panned. A lot of Predator movies are panned. So
I was about to say those are also bottom 3 fresh.
What Sanaa Lathan?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, sidebar fresh. Can you say, I don't know if you could do it, but it's a scene with Sanaa Lathan and a Predator running side by side. It's one of the more infuriating movie scenes. And that was bad.
That's that stereotypical, like it's so popular it becomes a good guy trope.
Yeah. Yep. They teamed up at the end to escape from Antarctica or some nonsense. And Sanaa Lathan was more of the Ripley mode type character, unlike the young lady from this movie. She wasn't like Ripley from Alien, who started off super feminine and all this, and just had to become tough in order to survive and whatnot. I don't know. This girl's motivations weren't to be like the top of the top of the tribe or anything. She just wanted to be down with the hunters. So I respect her movement. I'm just saying she didn't execute the best, you know, which was kind of a nice touch too, but a little tropish. But anyway.
Yeah, I found a scene called Alien versus Predator Teamwork with her and the Predator. Hold on one second.
God, teamwork.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, this is when the franchise really started going off the rails for most people.
Literally. Like, oh yeah, this is what we doing, huh?
It's almost like that Dracula Untold. I enjoyed it, but most people, they made him into a good guy. You know what I'm saying? So people want Dracula to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Just for narratively, I enjoyed it and it made sense for me. But I kind of got what people were saying, like, don't make him the good guy. Let him be the bad guy, Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
You see it?
Yep.
Alright. So she's being chased by the predator. I mean, alien.
Like
It was
the
gigantic.
Yeah. Now Alien, I like how these movies have tied in Alien with like Prometheus is kind of trying to get to that baseline for the Alien franchise and why these things are completely bad for everyone.
Yeah, they try to make their own ethos, their own timeline of things, which is pretty cool.
I do got to say, man, this premise is dope, though. The premise of Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. The only thing I wonder about a predator, though, they always off training or like just hunting. I would think small time game is a human for them. What is their actual war? Who they really out here fighting against? You know what I mean? They always training and whatnot.
I don't think it's more so just like they're young. It's just like that spiritual thing, like what the Africans do. They send their young off to basically prove themselves and kill prey. But I don't think humans are viewed as small game. I think we have their respect. That's why they keep coming back.
Yeah, man. It's almost like sport. Don't forget, like in the Adrian Brody one, they had a whole planet where they used to just drop some of the best human warriors to hunt. So
yeah, that's the one where they put all the crazies. Predators. They put all the psychopaths and all that in the world.
Is that the one with Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah. He was chilling in a cave
was
somewhere.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
That motherfucker said, "This is my house, motherfucker." That nigga was crazy as hell. Motherfucker had been there way too long.
Like you got to kill predators for a living. You gonna go crazy. Look, I don't even like our dude, and they never get these guys names, obviously. But he just
You're
took
talking about the predator.
Yeah, he took a whole harpoon to the chest, or a whatever it was.
A tail.
Yeah, tail. Yeah, the alien tail. That's another thing, man. You don't know what the hell is in Antarctica. It could be an actual alien down there freezing right now.
Oh
yeah. I mean, they did that on that Netflix movie. I don't know if y'all saw it, The Tomorrow War.
No,
yeah. No, that was Prime.
Prime, yeah, Amazon Prime. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent movie. Them aliens was vicious as fuck. Shit was pretty terrifying, man.
That was dope. I mean, but that was the thing. They was chilling in the ice the whole time.
Yeah, but just melted and it started releasing them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they was chilling in the Antarctica ice and then it melted.
No, they just got trapped there, and then as global warming that released them, Sharon?
Yep, pretty much. Just
and they just fucking came out of nowhere all of a sudden one day.
Yeah, because it was like another group of aliens was transporting them niggas. And then the niggas that was locked up got unthawed and it was over. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to watch that then.
And what was the one my man from Guardians of the Galaxy was in? It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt. Yeah. That was another one I would go watch in the movies, bro. That's see this Predator, this current one. Well, I'm sorry, Prey feels like around the same type of tier as like a District 9 or like one of those movies you just really good. You know what I'm saying? You probably watch it. Yeah, just a sleeper good movie. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, there was never a District 9 sequel, was there?
No.
I think they've been talking recently about. They've been talking about releasing one for the longest though, but I thought they were coming real close to dropping one.
He's done the guy who did that movie. He's done like 3 other movies with robots since that were pretty decent. But no, I don't think no District 9 sequel directly. I mean, I got to see if they come back, man. I don't think they're gonna come back. Them aliens.
Well, they say District 9 sequel may be sooner than you think.
Man, they've been saying. Man, come on.
When that shit dropped, that shit been out like damn near 10 years now.
District 9 just came out. Had to come out like 04, 05.
04? God damn.
Looks like it came out in like 2009.
Oh, okay. I was a little off. Classic movie.
Oh, facts.
Even the other one he did about the robot wasn't too bad either.
Which one was that?
What was the old movie from the 80s? Another classic 80s movie, Short Circuit. It was something like Short Circuit, but a little more hardcore.
I feel like Chappie was the last one with the robot I saw. Was he in that?
The same guy I think was in it, but no, Chappie was the one the dope dealers got a hold of the robot, right?
Yeah.
Chappie. Neil Blomkamp made Chappie. He made Elysium. Made something called Demonic.
Elysium was also pretty good.
What was Elysium about?
That was with what's his name? Born Identity. What's his real name?
Matt Damon.
Oh yeah. I was just about to ask. I know he did something with some robots. Where is it? They had like his idyllic space, this space station where only the rich people could get into. That was Elysium.
Yep.
Okay.
And they had the cure for everything and all that shit. And he was like, "Yo, I'm not going out."
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Somehow he winds up on the moon. Great movie, man.
I need to watch that too.
I don't know. Personally, I don't really like heavy sci-fi like Star Trek and shit. But a well thought out space movie is always good.
I don't know, man. I just never really been like the space type dude, man. I just never got off on like if you go on a different world, if it's intriguing enough, I'm interested. But if it's just some people just floating in space, especially if it's like a horror flick, and y'all running around like a space station, running from some aliens or some shit, it's just redundant
like
as hell.
Doom or something.
Yeah, man. Or what's that? It wasn't even like a horror flick. What was Sandra Bullock did one? George Clooney.
I was just about to bring that's my shit, man. That's an amazing movie.
I mean, it was tense, but what was it? Astronaut something. I feel like it was.
It was called Gravity. That's what it's called.
Oh, Gravity. Yeah.
Oh, but say Gravity's lit. That was a good ass movie.
Nah.
So about my favorite space movie is probably Starship Troopers, the first one.
Another classic.
Yeah, that's a classic though. But they was getting busy though, and they was on different planets and shit.
See, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised they haven't resurrected that franchise.
Oh,
they did about 3 or 4 movies after it, and they were all terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Even they even got their big names from the first one back, and it was, none of them really went on to do anything outside of Neil Patrick Harris. But they got them all back for a recent one. I think might have came out in like 2019. You know what I mean? I didn't watch it, but in fact, I've never seen any of the sequels. I only remembered the first one, and that's all. That's as far as I'm going.
I feel like I saw at least one of them.
Well, 2 was okay, 3 was better, but like as they progressed, it was less budgets, and like the cameras were a little more downgraded, the actors were more downgraded, the soundtrack was a little trash, the sets was a little trash, but it was the same heart, you know what I mean? So I enjoyed it.
In the end, it started to feel like a USA movie, Saturday night movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was worse, man. It was almost like Hallmark.
Oh, no way.
Nah, but when it comes to space, I'm talking strictly space. Like, I don't give me that heady shit like what's my man Chris Nolan did. That was super heady. I can't do that.
The Interstellar.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that was rough, bro.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right.
I could not wrap my mind around when that dude got in that, what was that bookcase? And then like he was looking through the damn books at his daughter and he was just screaming her name and shit. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? I was just lost, dude.
I feel
then dude, that shit was crazy. I will never watch that fucking movie again.
I fell asleep on it twice, so I stopped trying to watch it.
Yeah, sleep on it more than once. It's over. It's not me. I watched the whole. I think it's like 3.5 hours, man. I sat there and watched the whole movie. I was just cooked. My brain was done when I got done. I was like, I don't know what the hell just happened at all. Like I thought I had an idea, but I don't know. What is he?
Hey nigga, me and my girl was watching that shit. We went off and started getting busy. Came back, the shit was still on. We like, God damn, the shit's still on.
Matthew McConaughey.
That shit's crazy, man. Shit was long. You said with 3.5 hours, that shit was long as hell.
Yeah, ain't no way I was gonna finish that. I fell asleep on it like in the 10-20 minute mark. So multiple times. So I knew I was gonna finish it.
The official movie, yes, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Okay, it ain't as crazy as I thought, but that's still long.
I'm about to say it felt like 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours for sure. So, Chris Nolan's my guy, but that was in fact, he doubled it up with another space movie, The Martian. Did y'all see that one? That was actually pretty good though.
What was that about?
That was Matt Damon living on Mars by himself.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. He had to try to make his way back. It's a food supply, and he had to grow food and all that shit. It's one of those. Yeah, I saw it. It wasn't that good.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. Space movies and World War II movies specifically, I don't know. They're like, especially World War II movies. For some reason, I don't know why.
You talking my shit, man. That's why I used to go to sleep to, man. World War II movies. That's lit, man.
This guy's soul is black.
I don't know. I don't want to know what he dreams about at night. Yeah, like geez.
Right. Fucker gets a Woody to fucking bombs dropping and shit.